Hello and welcome to another mod video. After a discussion on the Discord server, I've decided to start overhauling the factions. So I'm going to be doing a mini-series of just that. I'm going to start with the Thieves Guild as I feel I have a ton more experience here. I just want to add that I won't be talking about retexturing anything in this series. It will simply be quality of life, quest improvements, and trying to make actions feel more impactful. But if you see some textures that you like, feel free to ask. So with all that in mind, let's begin. I'm going to start with a mod that improves every faction, so you'll hear me talk about this a little in every video. I'm of course talking about perks from questing. This mod adds in new passive abilities and powers from completing story quests. It improves literally every faction and the main story, but I'll keep it relevant to the Thieves Guild. For completing the Thieves quest, you receive a passive ability called Syndicate, which makes locks easier to pick, non-combat movement speed is increased and prices are better. Alongside this, you also get a daily power called Elusive Fox. This allows you to become ethereal for 90 seconds to get out of harm's way. This mod is genuinely a game changer and makes every action taken far more impactful in the grand scheme of things. Arguably one of the first mods you should include in any character build, and for only 56.3 kilobytes, it's a steal, pardon the pun. Next up is a very simple mod called Thieves Wear Thieves Guild Armor. I'm imagining the penny has already dropped on what this mod does. I've always found it really strange that whenever some muppet with a death wish tried to ambush and mug me, simply named Thief isn't dressed fully for the occasion. This mod fixes that oversight, giving them the full Thieves armor sets. This will of course include any retextures that you've used, and as a cherry on top, it even makes all of their armor lootable. I'm including this mod in the Overhaul because it makes the guild feel like it's further reaching and filled with more characters. This adds a ton to my immersion, and for only 2.4 kilobytes it's hard to turn it down. Next up, I'm using all Thieves Guild jobs concurrently. The Thieves Guild has 7 different job types and Radiant quests that you can take part in. Why would you only be able to take one from each Vex and Devlin? This is something that's always made no sense to me, especially as I nearly always get sent to the same towns many times in a row. I like the idea of being able to run out on a host of missions, and you could pair this with something like less tedious Thieves Guild, and after a few sets have a fully done Ratway in a fraction of the time. All jobs concurrently takes up 113 kilobytes, so it's very easy to fit this into any type of order. But the reason I'm not using less tedious Thieves Guild is because I think I'm using something better, known as Thieves Guild Redone. This mod changes the Flagon and Thieves Guild areas, upgrading them constantly with how many quests you've completed. The area starts dirty, filled with empty glasses, rats and random debris, but it's constantly being improved. I love the feeling of importance in actions, and this mod definitely does this. But it does more than just the immersive improvements. It also adds new NPCs that act like fences to sell your soul and goods to. A brand new entrance straight into the Flagon to make it easier to get these jobs. A room specifically for the player with safe storage, new training areas with tons of locks to pick, and the author has even thought about how the containers could give away too many spoils and made sure that the containers weren't carrying too many valuables. Everything has been thought of and extremely well designed. For only 1.2 megabytes, this is one of the deepest faction changes for mod sizes. And finally, I'm using 2 more mods, both of which are more about how you can achieve your tasks. Sewers of Skyrim V4 is a brilliant mod that adds in new routes into and out of hold cities. This allows for some really fun role-playing. It comes in at 22.4 megabytes, which is the largest mod I'm using in this overhaul, but it's really worthwhile. Personally, I've entered and left cities the same way hundreds of times over, so the new routes are really very welcome. Think of this like a new mini dungeon leading to multiple places. The sewers literally have multiple exits and sometimes take you into the middle of another dungeon, so learn your way around to get to the location you require. With this, I'm also using hide spots. This is a mod I've done a video on before. To me, it's one of the best mini additions we've had in a while. Put simply, this allows you to interact with containers when crouched and hide inside them. It costs a mere 25.8 kilobytes, but for a more in-depth look, I will link my showcase on it now. And this is going to do it for me. Thieves are my favourite guild, but even so, they definitely needed some work to make them feel more accessible. I'd love to hear the mods that you use to improve them, so comment with those. And to join the conversation, there's a link in the description for the Discord server. If this has helped, I do as always appreciate those likes, comments and subscriptions, but either way, thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next one.